What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon, MLB DFS video. It is Friday. It is June 27th. It is the last day of Friday. The 4th of July is next week. We cannot believe it. We are almost halfway through the MLB season. So if you are new to the channel, welcome. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you have a little bit of fun. And hopefully you guys subscribe and check us out even more daily. So here's what we do. We've got 14 games on the main slate. We're going to go through every game. We're going to look at the pitchers. We're going to look at the batters, historical matchups. We've got batter splits. We're going to use outlier. And we're going to give you our top 3 batters for each team in each game. If you need a little bit more help than that, after we get through all of the games, you can always go check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, FTA Plus tab. Check it out. $10 for the week, $30 a month, $199 for the year. We still have one spot available. Email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com for that Father's Day special. Instead of $199, you can get it for $75. One more spot available. If you are interested, definitely hit us up via email. We also have a free Discord down below. We also try to have giveaways every single day, and here's how you could win every single day. You got to like this video, you got to be a subscriber to this YouTube channel, and you got to leave a comment on this video. You do all 3 of those, and this video here gets at least 50 likes, you will have a shot at a free week of FTA+. Now, that is a week of all sports: MLB, NASCAR, PGA, and MMA. This video gets 100 likes, you'll have a chance at a free month, 150 likes, a free year, 200 or more likes on this video, a chance at a lifetime pass. And the second way to win, somewhere in the video, there'll be a keyword or a key phrase, type it in, and have a second shot at a free week of FTA+. We are going to see who the 2 winners, or possibly 1 winner, is from yesterday's video. We had 664 views, 36 comments, and 74 likes. So 1 or 2 people are going to win a free week each, and this is just right here for the views. Even if the keyword is here, we're still going to re-roll it. So there you go, Scooter8174, congratulations. You just won yourself a free week. Now, the keyword was sunburn, but we're going to re-roll it for that. So you still have a 1 in 36 shot to win yet again. So Scooter, email me with the subject line MLB, or the 627 video views winner. And then let me know your username on our website. Or if you don't have one, I need a username, email, and a password, and we will set you up for your free week. I believe you have one, though. And the winner, there you go, Kenny Brayboy. I believe you won yesterday as well. So congratulations for both of those, or you won a couple of days ago. You know the drill. Email me, subject line, video, the 626 keyword winner. We will set you up for your free week. So congratulations to both of you. And that's as easy and as simple as it is, everybody. You can do the exact same thing. So under the MLB tab, we have a ton of information. Vegas odds all the way down to bullpen stats. We've got it for you. Go check it out right now. We've got prop bets as well. So that being said, we're going to look at some ballpark factors real quick before we jump into everything. So looking at Progressive Field, St. Louis at Cleveland has a 24% chance of home runs. Hot and humid, the ball is flying out of there, and it's easier to hit home runs to right field, and that's exactly where the wind is blowing. You got Great American Small Park, you got San Diego at Cincy, the wind is blowing directly out to left. You've got Guaranteed Rate Field, San Francisco at Chicago White Sox, 33% chance of home runs. Now, normally I'd be like, oh, San Francisco's a lock, but they just got swept by the Marlins. So anything can happen. American Family Field, Colorado at Milwaukee, wind is blowing out to left. It is a retractable roof, though, so wind shouldn't factor in, but it's got a 29% chance of home runs. Angel Stadium, Washington at Atlanta, directly to center. And then finally, the other one is Truist Park, Philly at Atlanta, 10% chance of home runs. So if you're new to the channel, what we're going to do is we're going to go through all the games. Then we're going to go through our matchup tool. So all the batters that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating through 10,000 sims, we're going to give you those. Then we're going to do Pitches Be Crazy, and then we're going to do our Make and Bake bet. So stick around. Let's have some fun. And most importantly, let's win some money today. So we are going to use Fanduel today, just because when I make these games, or when I make these videos the night before, Fanduel's not available. But the DraftKings UI is just so bad right now. I don't like it. It's kind of annoying. I don't understand what they did, why they changed it. Maybe they're going to make it a little bit better. But we are going to use Fanduel. Both have a main slate of 14 games, which is exactly what we need. So we're looking at the Athletics at the New York Yankees. We got this game coming in here. Really, they haven't seen much. They've, this year a little bit. So you got Will Warren. Looking at this, he did not factor in the decision on Sunday. coming off 35. So what you're looking for on DraftKings is about 25 to 30 fantasy points per pitcher since you have two. On FanDuel, you're looking more towards 45 to 50 to kind of really take down that GPP. Now, he's had capable games here. He's going 6+ innings. The strikeouts, 5, 6. Sometimes he's get double digit with 11 and 10 here. One against the Angels, one against Texas. Now, looking at the Athletics, he did go 7.1 innings back early May. 4 hits, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, 1 earned run. He got 50 fantasy points in that one. And that one was in a ballpark that is very conducive to home runs because that is a minor league ballpark. So, Will Warren being 8,800, I like him a lot. The Athletics are one of those teams, like they're putting up some runs, but then their pitching's not that good. Then you got Mitch Spence coming in. Back here, he faced the Yankees in that same series, only went 2 innings, 4 hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, so not much. 3 earned runs, so not a ton of earned runs, but he ended up only getting 9 fantasy points. Now he's in this ballpark. He's only averaging 10.1. I don't want anything to do with him. If I'm taking one, it's definitely going to be more so towards the Yankees and Will Warren. And this is what we're going to do. We are going to use right now outlier.bet. So the line or the link to sign up is down below. You're going to get a 7-day free trial to everything. After 7 days, if you use our link and go with their normal package, show us proof, and we're going to give you a free week of FTA Plus. If you use this link and you sign up for their pro package, we're going to give you a free month of FTA Plus. So what I like is we break it down a little bit. We look at the batters, BVP, and batter splits. So, I mean, not much going on. Against righties, if I were to use 3 people off of this team, just to kind of look, I would look at Nick Kurtz here, 286 with 10 home runs. Tyler Soderstrom, 274 batting average with 13. He did not play yesterday, or he did not start at least. And then another one I'm probably looking at, depending, could be, in fact, Lawrence Butler or probably Jacob Wilson. He's batting 338, 7 bombs. Also leading, I believe he's leading the, is it shortstop? Yeah, he's leading over Bobby Witt Jr. right now, which is wild because it is fan vote. Most people would go Bobby Witt Jr. So those are probably the 3 that I would use for them. Yankees against Spence, we've got Ben Rice. Only one with a home run. But against righties this year, you've got Judge batting 361 with 18 bombs. Grisham, 280 with 12. Jason Dominguez has been absolutely on fire right now. 279 batting average with 5 home runs. I would use those. But again, I do like a Yankee stack here. So maybe add a Ben Rice. I don't know if he'll start, but add a Ben Rice in there. And then probably going with Jazz Chisholm. Since coming back from the IL, he's been pretty damn good, except for getting ejected the other day. I do like a full Yankee stack here. I wouldn't mind in Austin Wells or JC Escara, depending on which catcher is in there. So in my summation of this, I would go the Yankees. I would go Will Warren as a pitcher. So we got Tampa Bay at Baltimore next game. I like this because it's not in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is a minor league ballpark this year. Got Ryan Pepio versus Tomoyuki Sagano. So Pepio coming in against Baltimore. Game log wise, just faced him 2 starts ago. 8 innings, 11 Ks, 64 fantasy points. We used him in that start because Baltimore's offense has been very hit or miss this year. Their pitching's been kind of the same. So Pepio makes sense as well. That was in Tampa Bay, which is obviously a very hitter-conducive ballpark, and they did nothing against him. Went 8 innings there. Now, my only thing is sometimes when a pitcher just faces the team, they now get a better read on them and can do better. It's the only thing that scares me in this one. There was weather concern, but it looks like it's gone away. Then Sagano comes in, 3.55 ERA. Has not faced Tampa Bay this year. Has never faced them in his career. But he really hasn't hit value. You can see, like, against Seattle, 43 fantasy points. But the rest of them, very low fantasy points there. The way Tampa Bay's been playing, I'm probably leaning more towards Pepio and Tampa Bay bats. So we can look at those. We'll definitely take a look for both sides here just to kind of get a feel for this game here. So Tampa Bay obviously has never faced them before, but against righties this year, they're doing very well. Jonathan Aranda batting 333 with 8 bombs. I would look at him. I would look at Caminero. Had a home run, I believe, yesterday. 274 batting average, 16 bombs. I also look at Brandon Lau, 296 batting average with 14 home runs as well. Those would probably be my top 3. Again, anyone can come in and play. So definitely you got to wait for the lineups to come out. Baltimore against Pepio, like Sanchez has a home run, Gunnar Henderson has a home run, and Mullins has a home run. Against righties this year, if you are looking, you could look at a Ryan O'Hearn, batting 317 with 11 home runs. You could look at a Ramon Laureano. I don't know if he starts, but 292 with 8 bombs. Gunnar Henderson, 307 with 7 home runs. Now, those would probably be the ones I'd look at. Jackson Holliday's been on fire as well. I'm probably leaning more towards Pepio. Now, I'll let you guys know, I'm not always right. There are times that I'm wrong, so don't take what I say with as the gospel. But look into it a little bit. That's definitely what we're always trying to do when we're trying to build out lineups. So now we have Sonny Gray versus Luis Ortiz. Gray at Cleveland. So again, the ball could fly out to right field. That is what scares me. Gray comes in with 3.72 ERA. Against his former team, went 5 innings there, 5 strikeouts, 1 earned run. Against Milwaukee, 4.1 innings, 6 earned runs. Kind of up and down. Did face the Dodgers. Had a very good game in that one. 44 fantasy points. Texas, 61. Detroit, 58. Pittsburgh, 55. Like, he's had some good games. Okay. He's not faced Cleveland this year, which makes sense. And then you got Ortiz. Comes in with a 4.3 ERA. 42 plate appearances against Cardinals in his career. 294 batting average. We look at this, though. He has not faced St. Louis this year. He's coming off a fantastic start against the Athletics. 58 fantasy points with 10 Ks. But outside of that, you've had 2 bad games there. A great game against the Yankees. Decent game against the Angels. Not good against Detroit. Very up and down, very hit or miss. Pitching-wise, I think both pitchers are probably tournament only for me. I don't know if I trust them enough for cash. You never know, especially with DraftKings since you can have 2. So you got Ortiz coming in. Wilson Contreras has a home run. That is it. Against righties this year, though, Burleson batting 308. Donovan batting 344. I would look at those 2 for sure. And then it depends on the lineup, but probably looking at a Lars Nootbaar from Mason Wynn. Like, I kind of feel like I like a St. Louis stack here a little bit. Early on simulations tell me I do. Cleveland against Gray. Austin Hedges has 2 home runs. Bo Naylor has a home run. Now, Jose Ramirez did leave the game yesterday. I'm seeing, let's see. Did get hit in the forearm. Came back negative. But yeah, I mean, he should probably play. Got some great BVP numbers against him. 291 batting average against Sonny Gray. He doesn't have a great numbers there, but just like if I were, so let's say he is in there. I do like Jose Ramirez if he's in there. This year against righties, 291, 11 home run. Stephen Kwan batting 322 with 6 bombs. I would look at him. A third one, it depends on the lineup that comes out for Cleveland, but I don't mind. I think a cheaper option for first base, Carlos Santana batting 234 with 7 home runs. So yeah, overall, I like both of the offenses a little bit. I don't think I'm gonna have any exposure to the pitching right now. I could, like, Sonny Gray is 10K. I don't know if I like that matchup. I might like that a little bit more if Jose Ramirez is in fact out of this game. I think it would make me feel a little bit better if he was. So you got San Diego at the Padres at Cincinnati. Great American Small Park. The ball does fly out of there. It's always something to look at. You got Dylan Cease versus Nick Martinez. So Cease comes in 4.43. His ERA is wild this year. Obviously the Dodgers didn't do good here, but then the start before that he dominated. Kansas City, 6.2 innings, 4 strikeouts. The strikeouts have been lower in some of these games, but then he's got like double, but then he's given up runs, and he's not getting the fantasy points we need. Now against Cincy in his career, 17 plate appearance, 357, really has not seen much. Basically 1 start. Then you got Nick Martinez against San Diego. He has not done anything since June 7th. Had 43 fantasy points. And other than that, like, he's been hit pretty hard, especially in this ballpark. I don't trust that. So, San Diego bats against Martinez. Diaz has a home run. Arise has a home run, which is wild because he doesn't hit home runs usually. Those are the two there. Then you look at right-handed pitching this year. Luis Arise gets on base, 297 batting average. We know that. Cronenworth, 260. I am looking at a full San Diego stack here. So I'm looking at Tatis. I'm looking at Jackson Merrill. I'm looking at Gavin Sheets. I'm looking at Manny Machado. I'm looking at Luis Arise, Cronenworth. Like, I'm looking at pretty much this entire team. So this is where I go with, hey, I'm looking at 2+ stacks out of them. Meaning I like more than 5 people. On DraftKings, we can do 5. On Fanduel, we can do 4. That's what I would look at. I would try to find different stacks for San Diego here. And then Cincy, I think people are going to be on Cease, but if you want to go a little bit crazy, you could look at Jose Trevino batting 340 this year. Ellie De La Cruz coming off a great series against the Yankees, batting 300 with 13 bombs against righties. TJ Friedel batting 311 with 6 bombs. I would look at them. Like, I'm scared to use Dylan Cease here. I will admit, this ballpark, the wind, the factors, everything tells me let's go with the Padres stack more, but I think Cincy stack makes sense too. I don't trust the pitching. Toronto at Boston. We do have Jose Barrios versus Brian Bayo. So Barrios against Boston in his career, 96 plate appearance, 226. This year is a 351 ERA. He's been very up and down, like 48 fantasy points against the White Sox, 11 against Philly, 27 against St. Louis, 34 against Philly, like up and down. The Athletics, he dominated. Boston, he faced them back on May 1st. 6.2 innings, 7 hits allowed, 8 strikeouts, 2 earned runs, 42 fantasy points. Since trading Devers, I believe the Red Sox are, I think they're 3-6 or 3-9 that I saw. Whether or not that has a factor in it, it's not. It's their starting pitching. It's what's been weird. So Barrios makes sense here. Then you got Bayo, 3.31 ERA. Been pretty decent against the Yankees, 7 innings, 8 Ks, 55 fantasy points. Going up against Toronto, he has not faced them this year. In his career, 102 plate appearances, a 319 batting average. In Boston with this ballpark, it scares me a little bit. Bayo, he's very inconsistent for me. Like, too inconsistent considering he costs 8,200 here. So Toronto bats against Bayo. Vladdy has 2 home runs, but he also got hit yesterday and left the game. So I don't know if he'll be in there. George Springer batting 320 against him with a home run. I don't mind that. Against righties this year, George Springer batting 271. He hits righties better. I would definitely look at him. I would look at Vladdy if he's in there. I don't know if he will be. I would look at Addison Barger in there as well. 263 batting average with 8 home runs. And it will really just depend. Bo Bichette's another one you could look at for sure if, in fact, Vladdy is going to be out of this game. Boston bats against Barrios. Duran, I mean, he hits him very well. 476 with 3 bombs. So probably one of my favorite plays of the day. I would look at him. I would look at Wilyer Abreu if he gets in there. I would look, depending, Carlos Narvaez if he is starting catcher there. But Red Sox offense overall, I don't know if I like it as much. Now, again, we know they can put up runs when they, out of nowhere against pitchers they shouldn't. But right now they have not played their best baseball. They had a little bit of stretch run before trading Devers. They swept the Yankees. They took 4 or 5 or 5 of 6 from the, I think 5 of 6 from the Yankees. And then they traded Devers literally after winning the sweeping the series. And it's just kind of been downhill since then. Their pitching's been atrocious. It has not looked ideal outside of Garrett Crochet. So Minnesota at Detroit is the next game. It's not confirmed to be David Festa unless it is now. It would be his turn in the rotation. Got a 6.39 ERA, coming off -1 against Milwaukee, going up against Detroit. I would look at Detroit bats. Sawyer Gibson-Long coming in 4.58 ERA, hasn't really done much. Is going up against the Twins. The Twins just won, I think, 10-1. Their offense has been pretty good. Don't feel like you need to use every single pitcher in these games. You don't have to. This is one where I would most likely, I am just looking at bats. So the bats that I would look at for Detroit, I would look at Spencer Torkelson, who hit a home run for us yesterday. I would look at, depending, Javi Baez is in there. Gleyber Torres is in there. Just a full Detroit stack. Just kind of wait for the lineup to come out. I would rather have that. Then if I'm looking at Minnesota bats, I'm looking at a Byron Buxton. Carlos Correa. I would be looking at Riley Green's another one for Detroit. I forgot to mention. Trevor Larnach is one that I would look at. Ryan Jeffers is one for Minnesota. Buxton is in there. Matt Wallner. I think Matt Wallner and Trevor Larnach both had home runs yesterday. Ty France is always a sneaky one to get in there as well. So I'm probably just avoiding completely the pitching. In this game, I'd lean more towards Detroit bats, but Minnesota bats could be in store for a good game as well. So we got Philly at Atlanta. You got Mick Abel versus Bryce Elder. So you look at this. Mick Abel, 347 batting average, came off a terrible game against the Mets. Miami didn't really have a good game. Chicago didn't have a good game. Toronto didn't have a good game. He had a great game to start his career against Pittsburgh. It's gone downhill since then. The Braves have been hitting. They've been putting up runs. I don't trust Mick Abel. Bryce Elder, same thing. 4.77 ERA, has not hit value. He did hit against San Francisco, 12 Ks, but that was a big outlier here. You just see the other ones are kind of very iffy. In his career against Philly, 47 plate appearances, 250 batting average. Trying to see, he has not faced them this year. But overall, he just has not looked good enough to trust. You could throw any of these pitchers that don't look good enough to trust, you could always throw them in tournaments, but it does have an over-under of 9.5. So it's a very high over-under for us. So looking at Philly bats against Elder, Nick Castellanos has 2 home runs. That is it for home runs. But against righties this year, ones that I would use, JT Realmuto batting 293. Definitely use him. I'm using Alec Boehm, 286 with 5 bombs. And I'm probably using Nick Castellanos as well. 272 batting average, 7 home runs. I'm also probably going to be stacking Philly more against Elder, so add Bryson Stott in there. Probably add Trey Turner in there as well, and don't overthink. Atlanta bats against Abel. They've never faced him before, obviously. But against right-handed pitching this year, they are hitting pretty well. I would look at Acuna, who's batting over 400 right now since coming off the IL. He is my number 1. Number 2, probably looking at Austin Riley batting 274. And then number 3, I'm probably going to go ahead and go with Matt Olson. He does hit lefties better, but I would look at Matt Olson here. So pitching-wise, I'm avoiding the pitching. I'm going different direction. So then San Francisco at the White Sox, you got Landon Raup versus Aaron Savale. Raup comes in, 3.79 ERA, coming off a great start against Boston. Terrible start against the Dodgers. It's the Dodgers. They obviously hit very well. Atlanta 25, San Diego 38, Detroit even 30. So he's had success against these. Against the White Sox, he's only faced 3 at-bats, struck out 2 of the 3. That's it. The way, as bad as the White Sox have been, I'm probably looking at him a little bit. Then you got Savale, 5.03 ERA. Since getting traded, he really hasn't done much at all. San Francisco are the bats that I would look at. The problem is they did just get swept by the Miami Marlins. Their offense has looked a little bit lackluster lately, but I got to go with them against Savale. Yastrzemski does have a home run, but against righties this year, you can see Casey Schmidt. I don't know if he'll get in there. I think he missed yesterday. 305 batting average. I would look at him. I would look at Elliot Ramos batting 289. I would look at Yastrzemski. I would look at Devers. Wilmer Flores, I'm probably looking at as well. So a 5-man stack, I don't mind whatsoever. Chicago White Sox against righties like Kyle Teal batting 303, Vargas batting 234, and Benintendi batting 244. Probably the ones I'm looking at. If I'm looking at the White Sox, but at the moment through 10,000 sims, I'm not looking at them. But we do 20,000 sims a day. About 2 hours, an hour or 2 hours before first pitch of the main slate, we update to 20,000 sims. So through 10,000 sims, I'd rather just go offenses. I do a little bit of Landon Raup, but I'd rather just go with San Francisco offense. Seattle at Texas. I do love Logan Gilbert. He's the picture of the video in the article. Evaldi is coming off the IL. Now, he didn't have a rehab start. He did have simulated games. It's not been confirmed if he is on a limited pitch count, which I fully would expect him to be, especially with a throwing tricep injury. Both are over 10K. Mariners offense has been, if Cal Raleigh's going, then they're going. But when he's not, they just lost to, I think, 10-1 against Twins on Thursday. I don't enjoy, obviously we don't want to see that. I do love Logan Gilbert here. I would look at him. I'm not really looking at bats right now. Through 10,000 sims, I think both pitchers are great. I think Logan Gilbert's more of your cash and tournament. I think Eovaldi's probably only your tournament pick, and that's because I don't know if he's going to be on some sort of pitch count. Offensive-wise, I mean, the Mariners, Hal Raleigh, like obviously number one, J-Rod, and then probably Jorge Polanco or J.P. Crawford. And then the Texas bats, Corey Seager. I would look at Josh Smith. I would look at, depending. And then maybe get a little bit crazy and go maybe Marcus Semien in this one. But other than that, I'm probably focused on the pitching a little bit more. Dodgers at Kansas City, you got Dustin May coming in versus Noah Cameron. May, 8 plate appearances, 375. Noah Cameron's never faced them before. Comes a 2.08 ERA. Didn't do good against San Diego. I mean, he didn't do bad against San Diego, but only 2 strikeouts, 3 walks, 16 fantasy points is not enough. Against the Athletics, he did well. The Yankees did not do well. St. Louis did well. Like, been up and down. Now, this is a pitcher's ballpark. We know that. It's in Kansas City. So you could look at that. And then you got Dustin May. Dustin May comes in, got a 4.46 ERA, 28-28 back-to-back. Not enough fantasy points at his price. Not enough against San Diego. Really has not hit value except for against Arizona back on May 21st. And then Colorado back on April 14th. If we're looking at, the 40 to 50 range. Kansas City's offense has looked a little bit lackluster this year as well. Dodgers never faced Cameron before, but against lefties, they do hit. If I am looking, Teoscar Hernandez, you guys know we love T.O. against lefties. 396 batting average. Ohtani batting 312. Those are 2. Will Smith batting 367. Those would be my 3. Kansas City against May, Mark Canha is the only one who's faced him. Pasquantino, I would use. Bobby Witt Jr., I would use. And probably Michael Garcia, I would use as well in those games. So pitching-wise, I'm probably not using pitching. I don't trust it. Both of these, I don't trust pitching in this one. Cubs at the Astros, you got Cade Horton versus Brandon Walter. Walter did just get lit up by the Angels. 7 earned runs. He still got 15 fantasy points because they had 6 Ks, but he gave up 7 earned runs. It's his worst outing of the year. Against Minnesota, he did well. Against Cleveland, okay. At Tampa Bay, did decent. You're looking probably right around 6 innings, but the Cubs' offense has been pretty good. Then you got Horton, 373. Never faced the Astros before. Really hasn't hit value either. So I'd probably mainly focus on the bats here. Probably looking at stacking on both sides. Chicago's never faced Walter, 4 at-bats against Walter. But against left-handed pitching this year, Nico Horner batting 369, Suzuki batting 308. Carson Kelly is probably another one that I would. And there's always, PCA, if they get to the bullpen early, could smash. Then against Horton, they've never faced him before, but the Astros bats, I would look at Isaac Paredes at home. He loves the home runs here. I would look at him. I would look at Altuve, and then I would look at Christian Walker as well. You could look at a Jake Myers as a cheap option if one of those main guys we talked about are out. I don't know if they will, but they probably won't be, but you never know. Colorado at Milwaukee. It has not been confirmed that's Kyle Freeland on Baseball Savant. Let's see if it has. He is on track to start. We don't know, though. He last pitched on June 11th, so he missed a couple of weeks. Still got a 5.13 ERA. When he's on the road, he's been giving up some runs as well. He in his career, where he has not he did face Milwaukee back on April 8th. 8 hits, 5 Ks, 5 runs, had 19 fantasy points. That's pretty much what I expected. I would be off of that. I do like Quintana here, especially against a very bad Colorado team. So what I would look at here is the Brewers bat. So I would look at Christian Yelich. I would be looking at Churio, Turang, Rhys Hoskins, William Contreras. I like a full Milwaukee stack there. And yeah, I'm not looking at the Colorado bats. I don't trust them. They aren't doing anything for us. I'd rather go with Quintana and Milwaukee as a stack. Washington at the Angels is next. You got Soriano versus Jake Irvin. Irvin, 16 plate appearances. Soriano, 18 plate appearances, 235. Soriano is 9,300. It's got a 339 ERA. Coming off a great start against Houston. Actually, 3 really good starts. One against the Yankees, one against the Athletics. Bad start against Boston. He's going up against Washington, which he has not faced this year, and only 18 plate appearances in his career. But he's been doing very good. He's averaging 30 fantasy points is what you need. Jake Irvin's been very hit or miss. He's got a 4.18 ERA, coming off a decent start against the Dodgers. 2 earned runs, 7 Ks. That's pretty good. Got the dub in that one, 37 fantasy. Colorado, 28. It's been very up and down, like I said. He has not faced the Angels this year, but he's faced some other teams that he's done very well against. Tournament-wise, I guess Irvin makes sense because the Angels strike out the most out of any team. I don't know if I trust them. I think I'd rather go Soriano there if I were to go either pitcher. Soriano's probably the safer option, both cash and tournament. I think Irvin's probably tournament only or just sports betting. And before we get to the last 2 games, the keyword of the day, we are going to go with massage because I got one for Father's Day yesterday. No HE at the end, though. Anyway, Soriano against Washington, not much at all. If you are taking Washington bats against him because you don't trust him, against righties this year, James Wood, he's been on fire, batting 280 with 15 bombs. Nate Lowe batting 233 with 12 bombs. I would look at him, and CJ Abrams batting 284 with 7 homers. Angels bats against Irvin, I really haven't seen him at all. Against righties this year, Trout batting 232 with 11 bombs. Joe Adell batting 238 with 13 bombs. Zach Neto batting 294 with 8 bombs. Those would be my top 3 right now. If they start. I mean, they all it's a Friday. They all should start. I don't see how they don't. And then the final game, Miami at Arizona. You got Merrill Kelly versus Yuri Perez. Perez has looked like trash this year since coming off the AL. Merrill Kelly, 20 plate appearances against Miami, 211 batting average. So Miami is coming off a sweep of San Francisco. Merrill Kelly is flirting with 10K, which is kind of wild. Been pretty decent, though, but had a bad start against San Diego. In his career, really hasn't seen Miami much. Saw them, and it was back on April 15th, 6 innings, had 9 Ks in that one, 52 fantasy points. So he did very well. That was at Miami. Now they are in Arizona, which a little bit different. The ball flies out of there just a little bit more. Yeah, so you could see that. Just depends on what coming through. I do wish they show the batters or the pitching splits home and away like DraftKings does, but they don't. If I am taking one, it's probably Merrill Kelly. Because you do look at Yuri Perez, he comes in 6.17 ERA. I mean, a decent start against Atlanta, but only got 23. He has not gone 5 innings in any of his starts. That's the problem. So if I'm taking bats, Miami bats against Merrill. Say Sanchez has a home run, that is it. Against righties this year, they do hit well. I'm looking at Jesus Sanchez. I'm looking at Xavier Edwards, and I'm probably looking at Liam Hicks batting 298 with 4 bombs. Always throw in Agustin Ramirez for a home run, possibly, or maybe an Otto Lopez. Arizona bats against Perez. Really haven't seen him, but against righties this year, like Ketel Marte batting 343. Josh Naylor batting 335. Eugenio Suarez, I don't know if he's in there. He does have that hand thing, so we'll skip him right now. Havin Smith batting 276 with 8 bombs. I'd probably look at those guys. Those would probably be the ones that I'd mainly focus on overall. And that is it. Those are the batters. Those are all 14 games, top 3 to 5 batters at each game that we liked, the pitchers we liked. If you want to see even more, if this was enough for you and that is it, that's great. If you do need a little bit more for $10 a week, $30 a month, or that $75 Father's Day special, you can get our Vegas odds, the matchup tool, the projections for both Fanduel and DraftKings, simulations, BVP, batter splits, stolen bases, a cheat sheet. On our cheat sheet, we have upwards of 6 to 7 plays at each position for cash, 6 and 7 plays at each position for tournaments. We also have stacks. We have ownership percentages on there. We've got home run bets on there. We've got it all for you. $10 for a week is pretty damn good if I do say so myself. But $30 a month will save you $10, or $75 for a year will save you even more. So that being said, we are going to go through our matchup tool. These are all the batters. I have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating through 10,000 simulations. There's not a ton today, which is kind of wild for 14 games or 15 games. Number 1 is Ketel Marte. Number 2 is Brendan Donovan. 3 is Alec Burleson. 4 is Brandon Lau. 5 is Vladdy if he does play. 6 is Gleyber Torres. 7 is Jackson Chourio. 8, Stephen Kwan. 9, Kyle Tucker. 10, Alejandro Kirk. 11, Jonathan Aranda. 12, Trevor Larnach. 13, Brenton Doyle. And 14, Christian Walker going up against Cade Horton. So then we've got you right here for pitches be crazy. So what this is these are the bottom 5 teams that strike out the most against the pitchers going up against them. So you can target them for DFS. You could target them for sports betting as well. Number 1, Jake Irvin at the Angels. The Angels strike out 9.85 times per game. They strike out 10.22 at home. Number 2 is Jose Quintana versus Colorado. Colorado strikes out 9.81 times per game. They strike out 9.48 on the road. Jose Berrios at Boston Red Sox. The Red Sox strike out 9.34 times per game. They strike out 8.36 at home. Number 4 is Mitch Spence at the Yankees. The Yankees strike out 8.96 times per game. They also strike out 8.1 times at home. And then number 5 is Nate Eovaldi versus Seattle. Seattle strikes out 8.86 times per game, 8.75 times on the road. But he might be on a pitch count. So again, number 1 is Jake Irvin. 2 is Jose Quintana. Jose Berrios is 3. 4 is Mitch Spence. And 5 is Nate Eovaldi. So those are your pitches be crazy. Now we're going to do our bases. So this is Makin Bacon. These are players we think could get 2+ bases for you tonight. Parlay some of them together, not all of them. The game that thinks is going to have the most amount of bases, St. Louis at Cleveland with the wind blowing out. So number 1 is Brendan Donovan. Number 2 is Alec Burleson. 3 is Stephen Kwan. 4 is Brandon Lau. 5 is Jackson Merrill. 6 is Vladdy if he plays. 7, Jackson Chourio. 8, Ketel Marte. 9, Jonathan Aranda. And 10, Teoscar Hernandez versus Noah Cameron. So those are your bases for Makin Bacon. Now we're going to look at strikeouts. So these are pitchers we think could get X amount of strikeouts here. Will Warren, 6+ strikeouts against the A's. I like that. Ryan Pepio, 6+ strikeouts. Logan Gilbert, 6+ strikeouts. Jose Soriano, 5+ strikeouts. Couple others you could look at. Jose Quintana versus the Rockies, 4 to 5+ strikeouts depending on what line you can find. And then Jose Berrios against the Boston Red Sox, 4 to 5+ strikeouts is what I would look at in that situation. So there you go. That is your entire Friday. If you had a good time, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Watch these videos in their entirety every single day. That helps out the channel. You can sign up for FTA Plus if you do feel the need to. Definitely love to see that as well. So that is what I've got in this video. If you have any questions, get those down below. Hit us up on our absolutely free Discord down below. Good luck today. Let's have fun out there. Let's have a great Friday. We'll be back Saturday. We'll be here Sunday. We'll be here for everything that you guys need. So good luck. And as always, bring home some bacon. Peace.